again. Hi world. I need to tell you some things that I left out from my story, which is very important for me anyway, and I need to tell it in order for me to heal. Before I met Philip, me and this girl Natasha got picked up by the police, and we got raped by the police, which was in separate rooms but in the same apartment. She's still alive, I suppose. You can check it out. I'm not telling sci-fi stories. Is the truth. And yeah, they raped us, the police. I was about 16, and that was that, and just before I came to England, I was traveling on the train with my friend from the children's home, which lived in Zalău, and I went to see her, and she came back. She wanted to come back with me to Bucharest from Zalău on a train, because I was leaving for England in the next 2 days. So she traveled with me on the train, my friend Ramona. She's still alive. And I fell asleep. I knew I was gonna fall asleep, so I asked her to watch over me while I'm asleep, not to leave me alone. And so I did. I fall asleep, and I felt like somebody was watching me. I felt very intensely in my sleep that somebody was watching me. And I opened my eyes, and there it was, a policeman, right in my face, staring at me. And I panicked, like everyone would. You open your eyes and there he is, this person right in your face, and on top of that is a policeman. So of course I was like very frightened, and I start questioning what he wants and why is he in my face and why are you watching me sleep. And he kept insisting on me giving him my phone number. He keeps saying, give me your phone number, because I'm not going to leave here unless you give me your phone number. And so I made up a number in my head, and I give him that number, which was a false number. It wasn't my number. I just give him a number that I made up in my head to get rid of him, because otherwise he would not leave me alone. And that was just 2 days before I came to England in 1997. So I left that part out somehow, because when you tell a story for real, you don't read nothing, you just, from what you remember, things come back to you, as you know. So this is my healing process, and I'm not going to hide the bullies. Like I said, I had enough with the bullies, and I'm not going to be ashamed or scared or intimidated to tell my story, my real story, to people, because it's true. I haven't done these things, they done it, so I'm not gonna keep secret for the bullies. Not no longer, no. And yeah, that happened um, just before I came to England. Now, as you know, like I told you, police chase me around all the time. Ever since I met Philip, police was on my case all the time without me doing nothing. All these countries I went through, they picture me, I had to hide and all this stuff from the police, even though I done nothing. And today I'm staying in front of you telling you these things, even though some people already know. You have movies, but I want to ask one question. Knowing all the things I've been through, and I told you, all the rapes, all the beatings, never had a day rest, would you still smile? Would you still be loving? Would you still love the world and everybody in it? Knowing what happened to me all of my life without no reason, would you still be able to love everybody in the world, every creature in the world, and smile? I asked somebody once, what do you love the most in the world? Who do you love the most in the world? What do you love the most in the world? And that person said to me, I love myself the most. So for me, that was a shock. Like, it doesn't sound real to me. It sounds very selfish, because I know the world teaches us to love ourselves the most and to put ourselves first. But then if we do that, love ourselves so much and nobody else, isn't that the way that we got to this point in time where we only care about ourselves and nothing else in the world, because we're supposed to love ourselves the most and nobody else? I think that for me is so untrue and false, and that leads to greed, to unspeakable greed, to love yourself so much and nothing else. That teaches us to be greedy and selfish. Because if you love yourself so much and nothing else in the world, that leads to conflict all the time. Because the people that loves everything, they are the people that everybody's looking for. Because they want to be loved, accepted, understood, listened to. But then when you're selfish and you say, I love myself the most, I love myself so much that I don't have no place in my heart to love nobody else, because I love myself so much. For me, I think this way of loving yourself so much leads to all the greed in the world. Because you don't have no place for other life in your heart, just for yourself. I love myself. I do. But I love everything else. I love life, every creature on this planet, and everything in it, every river and life, and people, children, old people, and everything between. I just don't agree with this love yourself to that extent that you cannot love nothing else, just yourself. It leads to conflict and greed. And greed is the cancer of this world. Is the starting point of every war. That's what I think. That's what I feel. Now you can hate me for it. You can find faults with me for it. But in the holy books, they teach everyone to love everyone, not to be selfish. Isn't that what they say in the holy books? To love life and everybody, love thy neighbor, not yourself that much, to the extent that you can't love nothing else but yourself. Isn't that a contradiction in itself? I'm just saying, because for me, living through this world and learning about the world and people is the one thing that leads to conflict all of the time. This selfish love. Love yourself so much as to have fortunes and not share it with nobody because you love yourself so much that you don't have in your heart love for anybody else, so that therefore you can't share nothing because you love yourself so much, so selfish. You can't share nothing with nobody. Isn't that wrong? We're supposed to love ourselves, but not to that extent to be that selfish. And my healing process of telling my story is going quite well, and I am proud of myself. I'm proud of myself that I haven't been scared into not opening my mouth and telling my truth. I am proud of myself. And I do love life. I love myself, but I have place in my heart for life, for everybody, for everyone, and everything. I'm looking forward to finish my story and just talking to you people out there, the people that wants to listen. And I am very grateful for every which one of you that listen without hate, from the point of a human being, a compassionate human being, and understanding, what we go through, and we're still standing, still smiling, and still loving everything and everyone. Thank you. Thank you very much for listening to me. Peace and love to everybody.